Congresswoman Maxine Waters, this has been crazy. She's been in hot water in recent days after her comments at a rally this past Saturday. Watch this.
Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Yeah. And now, in the aftermath of these comments, even some Democrats chimed in to say that it was uncalled for and unhelpful, but that's not going to stop Maxine Waters. Watch her double down while on with Chris Hayes, who helpfully repackaged her words as calling for, quote, public rebukes. Watch.
You did not call for physical harm or attacks on people, but you did say create a crowd and push back on them. And so I wonder, do you worry that people interpret that as a call to essentially mob intimidation, to usually use a sort of mass of people to physically threaten people in public spaces? Is that what you're calling for, and what do you think of that?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, you're absolutely correct. I did not call for harm for anybody. The president lied again. As a matter of fact, I believe in peaceful protest. I believe that protest is at the centerpiece of our democracy. I believe that the Constitution guarantees us freedom of speech, and I think that protest is civil protest. And so I don't know why the president chose to stretch that out and try to imply that I was causing harm. As a matter of fact, the president calls for more violence than anybody else. But let's not talk about that. Let's focus on the children.
Focus on the children, she says. Wow, pretty amazing. I would love to hear those examples of when he's actually called for violence. But furthermore, and I very rarely have said that this is so unbecoming of an elected official that maybe perhaps official censure isn't enough. Maybe perhaps they should resign, but I'm willing to make an exception on that for Maxine Waters. To have an elected official who specifically is targeting, she's saying that when you see them out, these cabinet members, when you see them out, target them, raise up a mob, and target them in department stores or in restaurants and let them know that they're not welcome in the United States. That's what she's arguing here. That's un-American. I mean, these are brown shirt tactics. I mean, really, that's not Godwin's law. Those are literally tactics that brown shirts used to suppress dissent and to quiet any kind of unrest that would go against, their Fuhrer. I mean, honestly, this is where we get. This is where these tactics come from. I mean, I'm not. Look, everyone has a right to dissent. You have a right to express disagreement. You have a right to say that something is incorrect and to make a substantiated argument, something based in fact, not emotion, something that's more than just platitudes and rhetoric. You have an absolute right to do that. But to target people when they're out and about with their families, to target them at their homes, to target them, I mean, my goodness, it's kind of unbelievable what I keep seeing over and over and over again with all of this. This is inexcusable.